Hello. Sorry to keep you all waiting, folks. All right. Say hello to everybody real quick. Happy Thursday. Right. All right. Kylie Lenaby, AJ McCleary, Mary Scott, Goose, A Gramsci Life, Mrs. R&B, Mary Supernova, Cherry K, Shelly and Stitches. Yeah, this one's gonna make you mad, man. If you guys aren't familiar with this case already, Evelyn Arnaud, Siren Jag, what's up, dude? Rachel Hudson, Allison Sedano, Lokamai, Liar Liar, Leisha, Isabel Heck, Miss Jess, Renee W. Hey. Luda Lee. Yeah, definitely trigger warning here. What's up, Nikki Rex? Definitely a trigger warning on this one, guys. This is there's some graphic stuff in this affidavit that I'm going to read to you guys. But before we get into that, I want to cover a couple of things. I don't even know how to do it. I don't even know what link to share. I don't even think I shared it when I posted it earlier, but I started memberships here. So you could be a member. Be a member if you want. I don't know. I don't know how to do this. I don't know what to tell you, man. But I hope you become a member, and I'll, give you cool stuff like people who become members get, I guess. I don't know. I don't have any idea. But yes, Leisha just dropped the Patreon link, and there is cool stuff that you will be getting by joining Patreon. You'll be definitely getting some fun, rare form content. And yeah, and I'm gonna get so, dude, I know I'm the worst when it comes to this, dude. Leisha, you're absolutely right. I'm the worst when it comes to this. Like, I honestly, I have absolutely no incentive to give you for the memberships. I mean, I'll think of incentive to give you at some point, but I'm not going to sit here and like sell you on something that I'm just going to be like, whatever, So listen, I'm not going to touch on this too much. I'm just going to kind of give you guys, I've got a few new, let's just say that this is for the new subscribers. Okay. Cause I've got some new subscribers. Thank you guys for joining the Glare family. I appreciate that. So for those of you that are new to the channel, let's just say that this message is for your benefit. Okay. I don't care about what's going on between any of you in private chats behind the scenes of this, because behind the scenes of this, there's hardly anything going on. I talk to maybe 2 other people regularly, if that, honestly. And I do that for a reason. The last bunch of drama that took place was enough to wake me up and go, I don't want anything to do with this anymore. I don't, yeah, I don't. I understand that there's people that are probably not the most stand-up people. I understand that I might even wrench one of these people at some point. But here's the thing is my concern, and this might sound harsh, but my concern mostly at this point, now that I am separating myself from all of the other crap, well, what I care about from my mods is that they manage my chat. That's it. That's it. I don't want to know anything personal about you. And I'm only going to let you know as much as I let anybody know on here about me. That is what you are welcome to. That's the information about me that you are welcome to. As much as I give you on here is what you're welcome to. Now, if I get doxxed or something, that's something else. But the only thing that I'll ever confirm is fact is anything that comes out of my mouth here. So I don't care if you want to judge my character on that. I don't care if you want to think, Will's just a selfish asshole and blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. Just if you have a problem with who I am, well, then don't listen to it. Don't watch it. I promise you, what you see is what you're going to get. So I'm just saying, like, don't private message me. Don't email me with stuff that's going on between you guys. I don't want to know. And if you've donated to my channel, I appreciate you doing so, but that does not purchase a personal interaction or interference from me into your personal interactions with other people on this platform. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give you. I'm not going to jump to anybody's defense, and I'm going to say I don't want to hear it. And if that makes me seem cold, then it makes me seem cold. But I prefer a less complicated, a much less complicated existence here on this platform. And for me, the easiest thing to do is just, keep these boundaries that I've set. So all I'm asking you to do is respect those boundaries, and we'll be cool. We'll be fine. So that's all I got to say about that. Oh, your boy Gary's in here. What's up, dude? See, I love that I have this kind of thing going on YouTube right now. Like, you've got this whole Johnny Depp community, right? Do I have opinions on the subject? I do, but sharing those opinions, my real opinions, how much am I contributing to those channels by doing that? You might say, oh, well, you're trolling. You're not contributing anything. Well, as a matter of fact, I feel as though I am. Because I'm offering when I know when Rob's Rules reads one of my comments out loud and laughs and goes, oh, this guy, I know he's getting some kind of enjoyment out of that. I know that the people watching are still getting some kind of enjoyment out of that. I am helping provide the entertainment for the channel, for the stream. That is exactly my intention. And as soon as it becomes a thing where everybody just feels like it's disruptive, well then okay, sure, because I'm not there to disrupt anybody. I'm not there to actually genuinely make anyone mad, because the people that I really care about, they're not getting mad. And the reason why they're not getting mad is because deep down they understand something. They understand that we're all human beings entitled to our opinions and feelings. And if we can't joke about something that we talk about on YouTube on a regular basis that involve two people's personal lives, have nothing to do with us, because the fact of the matter is it doesn't affect me one way or the other who wins in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard feud. Now I find it more fun to say to realistically keep to myself what my opinions are on that, but I have them just like anybody else. But make no mistake, you follow this because it entertains you. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is perfectly okay. But if you're getting mad at me because I'm making light of two people's personal lives where the worst thing that happens is somebody's wallet is affected, and maybe their reputation to a certain degree, sure. But the fact is each person in this situation has tons of support. They might have haters, but they've definitely got the support to match it. So I don't necessarily feel sorry for either one of these people. This being my real opinion on the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation might be a little unpopular. But the fact is when I joke around in the chat right there, it's simply because it's the dynamic I've developed with that community and we have fun doing it. And that's why I do it, because they seem to enjoy it as much as I do. And if they didn't, then I wouldn't do it. So so yeah, that's how I feel about that. Now, how I stumbled onto this case is a funny story. So, I think it was Tuesday morning. Annie texts me, Annie from 10 to Life. She texts me with a link to the Kristen Smart development, right? She's like, you got to go live and talk about this. Oh my God. And because it's huge. It's huge news, right? For those of you who don't know, she's a girl that went missing, presumed dead. She went missing back in 96. I think it's 2007 where she was finally presumed dead. Might have been sooner than that. I don't know. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm like, well, why don't you cover it? Right? I text her back. I'm like, why don't you cover it? She says, well, I'm busy all day. I can't, but somebody should do it, you know? And I was like, I can't do it either. So the following day, being yesterday, I started looking into it, and I don't do what Annie does. This is why Annie has 100,000 subscribers, and I have my very, very generous and very humbled by my 7. But she has 100,000 subscribers because she does research and puts things together and writes things, and delivers it next to flawlessly. And so I text her the link to the live I ended up setting up. I looked into it. So I set up a live, and I was going to just go over the stuff like I'm going to go over the stuff here about this case. And but so as soon as I sent her the link saying, okay, hey, I'm going to do it, she's like, I just finished recording a premiere on this. And then I was still going to do the live. And then I thought, man, she like covered it so well. And then I had mine set up for this time, last night, and I just didn't feel, and I was tired, you know what I mean? So I had it all set up, and then I took it down because I was like, a lot of people who listen to me listen to Annie, if not everybody. And, so, and she did a fantastic job covering it for as far as that information goes. Now, I'll talk about it in the future, giving my 2 cents as things develop, sure. But as far as a catch up on everything, go watch that. If one of you mods could go back and clip the link to that premiere that Annie did yesterday and put it in the chat, that'd be great. I'd really appreciate that. So then no, Cherry K, it was just funny because I was like, because I was really gonna do it just because I just looked into it, and I was like, Annie's right. It's an important thing. It's an important case. So I was gonna do it, but she did such a phenomenal job that I mean, and here's the thing: if I would have done it, I like, this is one of those rare occasions that like I almost agreed with everything she was saying on the whole thing. Like, her theories on how things went down were basically right in line with my theories. So I was like, it's gonna sound like the same live. It's just gonna sound like the same live. So I was like, nah, except hers executed the way it's supposed to be executed. So that didn't happen. But then this morning she texts me this thing going, you gotta go live about this monster. She's sick. And then I looked into it, and then I found the arrest affidavit, and then I was like, damn, like, that was an understatement. So thank you, Lokamai, for posting that. So yeah, so I ended up looking into this, and this time I didn't even go, well, why don't you do it? Because then we would have probably ended up with the confusion of both of us ending up about to do it at the same time. So, and that flies once in a while, you know what I mean, for certain things. But and it's usually a case that like I had already been following, but this one, yeah, somebody's got to talk about it. And again, guys, big trigger warning on this. This is pretty disgusting. All right. Let me share the screen so you guys can see the rest of the affidavit. All right. I also all right. So Lisa Snyder was the mother of 2 Berks County children found hanged in their basement in September. Snyder faces charges of first-degree murder, third-degree murder, tampering with evidence, endangering the welfare of children, animal cruelty, and sexual intercourse with a dog. Connor, 8, and Brindley, 4, died 3 days after they were found hanging in the basement of their home. Below is the full police criminal complaint of probable cause. And there is a warning that it is very graphic, the content. See, as you can see, these are all the charges. And I'm just going to slowly scroll down that. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the description of the evidence that they collected, and it's pretty infuriating. All right. So I actually printed this out, so I'm actually going to read it from so it says here, your affiants, Ian Keck. I guess they're troopers Ian Keck and trooper Daniel Womer are members of the Pennsylvania State Police with Troop L Criminal Investigation Unit. On September 23rd, 2019, at approximately 16:30 hours, a 911 call was received at Berks County Communication. Pennsylvania State Police Hamburg was notified by Berks County Communication of a report of 2 juvenile victims, a 4-year-old female, victim 1, and an 8-year-old male, victim 2, found hanging and unresponsive in the basement of 2442 Route 143, Albany Township, Berks County, by the defendant, Lisa Rochelle Snyder. The defendant was identified to be the mother of the victims. Sorry, I want to scroll. All right, yeah, that's where I'm at. Okay, so at approximately 16:41 hours, 2 Kempton Fire Department EMTs arrived on the scene. The victims were located in the basement of 2442 Route 143, Albany Township, Berks County. The victims were observed hanging approximately 3 feet apart from a single wired cable dog lead with vinyl coating and ends containing swivel eye snap hooks. The wire was wrapped around the main support beam of the basement, and each end of the wire wrapped around the victims' necks. In the area of the victims were 2 wooden bar height dining room chairs knocked over on their sides. So, as you can see, what I'm thinking there is probably the same thing most of you are thinking. And again, this is very, very graphic. Is it seems like she had them both on the same thing over a beam, both standing on chairs from the dining room, and then she knocked the chairs over to leave them both hang, using each of their own leverage. Yeah, it was a single wired cable dog lead. Right. Yeah, so each end was wrapped around each one of their necks, and they were basically hanging with their own weight used to hang each other. So both victims were airlifted by medevac to Leahy, I guess, Leahy Valley Hospital, Cedar Crest. The victims were admitted to the pediatric intensive care unit on full life support. Prior to arriving to the hospital, both victims were in full cardiac arrest and were resuscitated on September 26th, 2019. Both victims were pronounced deceased by Leahy County Coroner's Office. The residence was secured by members of the Pennsylvania State Police Hamburg Patrol Unit until a search warrant for the residence was completed by this affiant. On 9/23/19 at approximately 20:35 hours, a search warrant was issued, and the scene was searched for physical evidence. As a result of the research, numerous items were seized from the residence and taken into custody for evidence retention, including the vinyl-covered wire tie-out dog cable with 2 pink plastic bindings at each end labeled super and 250 pounds, which is the wire that the victims were hanging from. Additionally seized during the search was a UMX cellular telephone, which was lying on the table in the breezeway near the entrance to the defendant's residence. A search of the phone revealed that the telephone number is assigned to this phone. The 911 call was made by the telephone number, and it has it here, and it's redacted. 2 Apple iPad and laptop were also seized from inside the residence. The defendant later related the iPad and laptop were used by the victims. Right. So this is where stuff gets. So these are some witnesses. They're not named here again. I think this is just redacted, which is good. So there's witnesses here. There's just going to state some of these witnesses, and they're just put here as witnesses 1, witness 2, witness 3, and so on. And I think there's only 3 witnesses actually. But it goes on to say here, one second. Sorry, I'm trying to find the same page where I was or where I am. Did I skip something here? All right, yeah, I guess one of these pages didn't print out, so I'm going to have to read it from the... yeah, that's what it looks like here. All right. So, members of the Troop L. Hamburg Criminal Investigations Unit interviewed the defendant on 2 occasions. On those occasions, the defendant indicated that victim 2, which is the boy, the 8-year-old, had been bullied, and that he told her on multiple occasions that he wanted to die. Defendant related that she did not know much about victim 2's bullying. He didn't say much because he knows that I will call the school. He is overweight, has a speech delay. He needs the extra help, a little slower to grasp things. Kids make fun of him because he is fat. He lost 25 pounds since school has started because he was starving himself. All right, real quick here, because I'm just making myself familiar with this case, guys. So bear with me here. I just want to make sure that I got his name right, because I don't feel right referring to him as just the victim without knowing his name in my head. I'm okay with reading it like that, but I need to know his name in my head. So his name is Connor. The little girl, he was 8, Brindley was 4. So she's speaking of Connor here, and she says, he tells me he hates school every day. He tells me, this is his mom saying, this is what coming from her. He tells me that he hates school every day. He tells me he doesn't want to talk about school. I did not really see any problems till he told me about the kids on the bus. She indicated that Connor has been having issues since first grade. He just comes home and he is just angry. The defendant was asked again what happened, and she related that Connor tried to kill himself. We had a little sit down last week, and I told him, honey, if you ever feel like hurting yourself, please come to me. He did say to me when we were talking, I would have killed myself already, but I am scared to go by myself. Defendant indicated that she believed that's why victim 2 had victim 1, Brindley, with him, so that they could be together. Now, if this doesn't really make you mad, hearing this woman, and it's really a pathetic attempt at manipulation, isn't it? I mean, isn't it just ridiculous what she's trying to convince people of right here? I mean, she's sitting here and she's painting this whole picture saying that he was suicidal, and she's got this whole scenario worked out to make the murders of her little boy and little girl look like a murder suicide on her 8-year-old's part. It's infuriating, man. During the course of the investigation, troopers obtained video footage from Connor's school bus security cameras. At approximately 15:49 hours, Connor is observed on the school bus security cameras getting off the school bus and running up to his residence. Connor showed no signs of distress. The defendant explained that when victim 2 got home from the school, he wanted to play on his iPad, but changed his mind that he wanted to play on his laptop, but could not find the charger. He came down from his room when he could not find his charger and asked Brindley if she'd wanted to go downstairs to build a fort. He loves building forts. That's his thing, the defendant stated. They play downstairs in the basement all the time. Connor asked if he could take the kitchen chairs down, and the defendant related to that she told him only if he takes them down himself and brings them back up. She was asked if he wanted to take anything else down and stated yes. He asked if he could use the dog lead I had on the table. I just bought it today, meaning September 23rd, 2019. She was asked what he did with the dog lead, and she stated that's what they were hanging from. Defendant indicated that she got the dog lead that day at the Hamburg Walmart, and that she did the online pickup around 9:30 a.m. She placed the order for the dog lead online the day before, September 22nd, 2019. So, man. So this lady's got this whole thing worked out, right? She's got this whole story lined up. Like she's painting a picture of she's writing dialogue to this bullshit story. She's writing dialogue to it. Sure, honey, you can take the chairs downstairs only if you bring them back up. So that to me is exactly that, Evelyn Arnaud. I agree with you. I believe that is a red flag for premeditation, most definitely. The defendant recalled Connor taking the chairs downstairs because they are heavy. He took the chairs down separately, one step at a time, defendant stated. It took him a while, but he got them down there. She described hearing the plump of the chair on the step, then creak of the steps as it was a slow go. He came right back up, got a drink, and took the second chair down and returned for another drink. God, man, she is specific, isn't she? Defendant indicated that she was putting laundry away and always places her boys' laundry on the table for them to put away. She then took the dog outside to have a cigarette. Defendant mentioned that she is usually outside for 3 to 4 minutes, but was throwing the dog's toy and believes she was outside for approximately 10 minutes. Wait till we get into the dog, people. After coming inside, she went downstairs to see if the kids wanted frozen pizza or Chef Boyardee for dinner. She then observed both hanging. Defendant related that she tried to lift her 40-pound daughter, Brinley, 4 years old, up. However, when her anxiety spikes, she starts to sweat profusely, and she was unable to get the latch off. She then tried to lift Connor, who weighed approximately 151 pounds, but was unable to lift him. She then went upstairs and called 911 and never returned back to the basement. Witness 3, who lived in the house, was interviewed on 2 occasions. Witness 3 related that it was not normal for the victims to play in the basement and that they would play in either victim 2's room, Connor's room, or the living room. Witness 3 related he knew of only one time when the victims played in the basement, which was to ride their scooters last Christmas. Witness 3 indicated that Connor and Brinley usually built forts with couch cushions and chairs in the living room. So that completely contradicts her story altogether. She said, oh, they play downstairs in the basement all the time. This dude's like, no, they don't. So whoever this dude is probably like a boyfriend living there. If I had to guess, maybe somebody renting out a room. I don't know. I honestly don't. Witness 3 was also questioned about Connor being bullied or having problems at school. Witness 3 indicated that Connor never mentioned being bullied. Witness 3 indicated he asked Connor if he was getting bullied because the defendant mentioned that Connor was being bullied. On September 24th, 2019, Trooper Jared Clugston interviewed Witness 1. Witness 1 related on September 16th, 2019. She received a text message from the defendant stating that Connor is suicidal and that kids are bullying him. Witness 1 indicated that she picked Connor up from school that day and he was totally fine. She mentioned that he was laughing and sitting with his friends when she picked him up. Connor never said anything about being bullied or about hurting himself. 3 weeks prior to the incident, the defendant came over and told Witness 1 and her mother about how she is depressed and cannot get out of bed. The defendant also made a statement that she does not care anymore about her kids. So, again, so we've got a witness that's completely and totally contradicting another witness. This is a completely different witness that's completely and totally contradicting her statement, saying that this kid was saying that he was suicidal. Now she says that she said it. You know what I'm saying? That Snyder said it, but she's not in the slightest bit confirming that Connor had said it. All right. So on September 27th, 2019 and November 7th, 2019, Witness 2 was interviewed by Corporal Sloboda. Okay. And Witness 2 is a certified occupational therapist assistant and contracted through Kutztown School District. Witness 2 worked with Connor during the 2018-2019 school year, as well as during the 2019-2020 school year. Connor received occupational therapy due to below average visual motor skills, as well as his perceptual vision. Connor had low eye-hand coordination and difficulty with his dexterity, using his index finger and thumb pinched together. Witness 2 was shown a replica of the dog lead and asked if she believed victim 2 would have been able to operate the clasp. Interesting. Witness 2 related that Connor would have had difficulty operating the clasp due to his poor dexterity. Witness 2 was shown a crime scene photograph of the dog lead wrapped around the beam in the basement and asked if she believed that Connor could have completed the task. In addition to the photograph, she was also informed that it would require Connor to stand on a chair. Witness 2 indicated she believed it would have been extremely difficult for Connor to complete the task, as it takes him twice as long to do things compared to children his age. Connor has difficulty with motor planning skills and has poor balance because of his weight and strength. Witness 2 was asked about Connor's skills with a string or rope. Witness 2 indicated that if Connor were to be a string, one end would always be substantially longer because Connor would have difficulty finding the middle or center of the string. Interesting. It's fascinating. So Witness 2 offered the opinion that the lead around the beam was too equal in length, and Connor would have had a difficult time finding the middle to have the ends at a similar height as observed in the photograph. Witness 2 indicated that when she observed victim 2 move a chair in a classroom from one place to another, he was clumsy and would bump into things. Now, this is one of those things I wish I would have prepared for this better, because, I mean, it would have been pretty easy to find something. I don't know, man. Maybe. Because I'm trying to fully understand what she's saying here. Yeah, so she's just basically saying that with the rope, his hand-eye coordination was so bad that he wouldn't have been able to find the middle of the beam or the middle of the string properly to be able to do both him and his sister. Just impossible. It would have been I mean, if you think about that, and please guys, I realize that this is extremely graphic because we're talking about an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old here, but we're also kind of sitting here speculating on something that we're quite sure didn't happen. So I think it's okay. And I'm picturing anyone, an adult, trying to pull off these symmetrics under those circumstances, under the circumstances of the intent to kill, and do it consciously, much less an 8-year-old who has basically awful hand-eye coordination, according to an occupational therapist that worked with him. He was overweight and he was weak physically. So he had horrible balance. And so standing on this chair, I would imagine he'd have to be on his toes to get this thing over properly. He'd have to swing it over, first of all, right? So there's all these variables that's not really being thought of or thought through by the mom, who this is her lame excuse, saying that this 8-year-old boy wanted to kill himself because he was being bullied in school, even though, according to witnesses, he looked extremely happy. Probably happy while he was at school. Probably the only place he was happy was at school, if I had to guess. Right. Exactly. Look, the nerves and anxiety while doing so. Yeah. It's such an insult from this woman to think that anybody would believe this. It's such an insult. That's what makes this case so infuriating to me. All right. So, sorry, I think I lost my place. Witness 2 indicated that when she observed Connor move a chair in a classroom from one place to another, he was clumsy and would bump into things. Multiple school officials and family members with close association with Connor were interviewed about Connor being bullied and suicidal, and each individual indicated that Connor never expressed he was bullied or suicidal. The only individual who has indicated that Connor was bullied or suicidal is the defendant. On September 23rd, 2019, when the defendant was interviewed and questioned about her cell phone, which the defendant did not have on her person and was left at the residence, this was the UMX cell phone that was seized during the initial search. The defendant provided the number, which is redacted. The defendant had a new phone and provided this affiant with the phone number. And after further investigations, it was learned that the defendant owned a Samsung Galaxy Note 9 cellular phone. On October 4th, 2019, a search warrant was obtained for the Samsung Galaxy Note along with another electronic communications device found at 2442 Route 143, Albany Township. Upon serving the search warrant on the defendant indicated that she lost the Samsung Note that day, the day of the incident, with her children, and had no idea where it is. As a result of the search warrant, 5 cellular devices were seized, which did not include a Samsung Galaxy Note 9. During the investigation, troopers learned that the contact number provided for the online order placed to Walmart on September 22nd, 2019 was the 8419 phone number, which was the new phone provided, listed there, since I wasn't saying the phone numbers. The phones that were seized on October 4th, 2019 were sent to the Pennsylvania State Police Central Computer Crime Unit and were forensically examined. Only one of the phones seized had the phone number 8419 associated with it, but the phone activity on that phone was after September 23rd, 2019. So, interesting. So it was after the day in question. On October 9th, 2019, a search warrant for Google records associated with the account cast It has it there. I'm just not going to read it. As well as the defendant's Facebook account was signed and served on Google and Facebook. Are you guys ready? Because we're about to get into the Google searches. You know, these are always fun in the affidavits to read about the Google searches, guys. So on October 28th, 2019, Facebook records were received. During a review of the defendant's Facebook records, she engages in a sexually explicit message exchange about her dog performing sexual acts on her. Now, this is going to get really, really gross, guys. This is going to cost me my monetization for this video, by the way. So for anybody who is overly sensitive, this talks about bestiality. It describes bestiality. So please be warned. All right. So on September 3rd, 2019, at approximately 3:03 hours, so 3 in the morning, the defendant messages, he's eating my blank daddy. At 3:05 hours, defendant messages, he keeps moving every time the flash goes off. So what she's doing here is she's having her dog perform a particular act on her, and she's trying to take pictures for someone on the other end of that message thread. Yeah, this is easily the grossest thing that I've ever talked about on this channel so far. So, yeah, easily the grossest thing. Aside from, I mean, whenever we talk about children being hurt, obviously, but this just making my stomach turn at the type of person this woman is, because this poor dog, dude, like, I mean, it's gross, dude. The defendant sends a photo. Within that photo is a picture of a black and white dog performing oral S on the defendant. On September 3rd, 2019, at approximately 21:23 hours, defendant messages, he did good up until he started biting my Lewis. Oh, no, that's labia. I'm sorry. On September 15th, 2019, at approximately 23:29 hours, the defendant messages, sorry, kid problems. At 23:30 hours, defendant messages, major kid problems. On September 17th, 2019, at approximately 7:21 hours, defendant messages, things are bad. Bullying issues and tells me he wants to die. He's 8. Lost 25 pounds in the first 3 weeks of school. Breaks my heart. I just want to cry. So she's building up here. This is what she's doing, because this is only on the 17th. So she's building up. This is clearly showing signs of premeditation, right? That's what's going on here. We're just seeing a blueprint, and the affiant here is doing a great job in describing it, in my opinion, because I'm a layman. So at 11:14 hours, defendant messages, oh, daddy, just took some good pics for you. Oh, God, dude, this chick is Rank, dude. Oh, this woman. Oh my God. I have to drink some coffee here. This is disgusting. This woman's gross, bro. At 9:18 September 18th, 2019, at approximately 23:10 hours, defendant sends 3 photos: a picture of a black and white dog on its back and a hand laying on top of the dog's privates. A picture of a hand spreading the defendant's V area, and black and white dog performing oral on the defendant. A third picture with the same message is a photo of the defendant with a ball gag in her mouth, wearing black lingerie, a nipple clip, and holding a cellular phone in her left hand. Dude. Yo, have y'all seen this girl, dude? Have y'all seen her? Listen. I mean, I'm not going to, it's not for me. That's all I'm going to say. As far as that goes, it's not for me, and then you add the dog stuff on top of this lady, it's, yeah. It's disgusting, dude. It's disgusting. At 23:27 hours, defendant messages he actually went for it all on his own this time. Was lashing in bed in my underwear and he started licking, so I went with it. Oh, Jesus Christ. At 23:27 hours, defendant messages laying on September 19th, 2019 at approximately 21:24 hours. Defendant messages, you'll hopefully see Sunday. Real quick, if by any chance whatsoever, and I want you to see me, if by any chance whatsoever, whoever the hell was on the other end of that phone getting those messages, because they were obviously requesting them. If you happen to see this, I don't want to say something really hateful, man. I don't want to say something really hateful because I'll regret it later. But I wish. See, I don't have that save Robbie and Mexi thing in me, dude. I don't have that in me, dude. That's not me. This whole, and I respect them for it. Don't get me wrong. I respect them for it. This is not in any way bashing the two of them. I respect the hell out of them. As a matter of fact, it's one of the reasons why I just respect them, is because they're capable of this, something that I just can't seem to be capable of. And it is just not so easy for me to find forgiveness in my heart for people like this. And there's this dude on the other end that I don't know who the hell he is or what the hell he's doing or what's going on, but he's obviously got some sick habits. He's got some disgusting taste in women, which isn't a crime, but it is when you involve a dog. I mean, come on. Now, I'm sure this guy probably didn't know, or else there would have been another arrest. I'm gonna venture to guess that this guy didn't know that she was gonna murder her 2 kids. It sounds to me like she was trying to build up to some sort of alibi that the son was suicidal, and she's trying to spread that word out. She's trying to get that word of mouth going that the son is suicidal, that Connor is depressed. Wants to take his little sister with him. Bullshit. But yeah, man. I mean, I can't. Nah, that other dude on that other end of that phone. I mean, he's got. I just hope he gets what's coming to him for the dog. You know, just the dog. I'm not asking for much. You know what I'm saying? I hope that the officers who arrested this woman, this Snyder woman, I hope that since they charged her with the dog thing, they charged him. You know, there's got to be something like bestiality porn, some sort of bestiality porn law, right? That they could have got him under. Because that poor dog, man, that makes me so mad. Oh my God. That makes me so mad that they did that to that dog. Like, I'm not even joking. Dude, that is infuriating, man. All right. At 21:25 hours, defendant messages, but I just found out does work and is an all-day job. So gonna try option B, which is my mom. So don't get your hopes up. She's a bitch when it comes to babysitting. So what she's trying to do is pawn her kids off on somebody so she can molest this dog with somebody. You know, they want to graduate from the picture taken, and they want to rape the dog. You know, I mean, unreal, man. And she's trying to like, these kids, you know, I want to violate the dog and these damn kids. That's what she's thinking. I mean, is that her motive? Is that her motive? Is her motive to violate the dog? Free and clear? So on September 4th, 2019, Google records of an account were received by this affiant. The following searches were located on the account. So here we're getting into the Google searches, folks. So on September 17th, 2019, 22:21 hours, carbon monoxide in a car, how long to die was this Google search. Carbon monoxide in a car, how long to die. 2 days later, 3 days later, on the 20th, 1858 hours, almost got away with it. I almost got away with it. Best episodes. So she's Googling this show. I guess it's called I Almost Got Away with It. She's Googling the best episodes. And I'm thinking that she's doing this because, I mean, it's obvious why she's doing it. She's doing it to be like, these stupid idiots are smart enough to almost get away with it. So maybe I can learn from their mistakes and then not make the same mistake and then get away with it. Learn where they went wrong. So, I mean, she's clearly, dude. And then 2 days later, she Googles hanging yourself. She Googled hanging yourself, dude. Now, type of 1, if you think that little Connor Googled this stuff. And after you type a 1, you can get the hell out of my chat because you're just too dumb to be here. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah. No. No, 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 no. This lady. Yeah. No. Now, here we go. It gets better. At 11:19 hours, she visited the website Short Drop Simple Suspension. Lost all hope. The web's leading. Based on reviewing the content from the website, the narrative describes an effective way of hanging a person using a short drop, simple suspension. So, yeah. So let's try to imagine Connor with his poor motor skills, you know, uh not the best student, clumsy. He's up here just Googling all this stuff and not showing one sign to anybody that they should be concerned that he would be looking stuff up like this because he didn't look this stuff up. I'm going to go ahead out on a limb and say it. Now, I feel safe doing that only because she's trying to plead temporary insanity, which is funny. I'll get into that later. I'll explain that soon enough. Based on reviewing the content from the website, the narrative describes, and okay, I already said that. She also Googled on the 23rd, do a hybrid car produce carbon monoxide? And then, does a hybrid car produce carbon monoxide while idling? A forensic download of the electronic devices that were seized was conducted by Pennsylvania State Police Central Computer Crime Unit. The forensic download of the devices did not reveal any search history equivalent to the search history conducted in the Google Records account. On September 30th, 2019, at approximately 8 a.m., an autopsy was performed on dude. Brinley. I forgot little Brinley's name. I feel like a dick. I'm sorry. But again, guys, this case is very fresh to me, so I'm sorry about that. So an autopsy was performed on Brinley by Dr. Michael Johnson. Dr. Johnson determined that the cause of death was a result of hanging. The Lehigh County Coroner's Office determined the manner of death to be homicide. On September 30th, 2019, at approximately 11 a.m., an autopsy was performed on Connor by Dr. Michael Johnson. Dr. Johnson determined the cause of death was a result of hanging. The Lehigh County Coroner's Office determined the manner of death to be a homicide. Based upon the above facts, I submit that sufficient probable cause exists to substantiate the charges contained within this criminal complaint. Your affiant respectfully wishes a warrant be issued for the defendant to answer to the aforementioned charges, which were against the peace and dignity of the victims and the Commonwealth. So, yeah, we've got us a real ugly thing here, guys. Now, this is the latest development. Hopefully. Okay. All right. Oh gosh. It's one of those ad things, man. Like, yeah, I'm allowing the ads, dude. I'm okay with the ads. Jurors deciding the case of Lisa Snyder, The Berks County mother accused of fatally hanging her 2 children in the basement of her Albany Township home in 2019 will likely not be asked to also decide whether Snyder engaged in sex acts with her dog. Berks County President Judge Paul Yatron signaled during a pretrial hearing in Reading Friday that he would grant a defense motion to sever charges related to animal abuse from the homicide counts, telling Assistant District Attorney Margaret McCallum that he could not envision a reason for a jury to hear about the salacious allegations that wasn't prejudicial. He says, I'm telling you right now, you have a huge burden to carry. Yatron warned the judge. Right. Yeah, so yeah, we've got some sick, twisted people out there, man, and yeah, she's not fooling anybody, she's not fooling anybody. She's now basically what that judge is saying is, I think this is how I'm taking it. I don't know. But I think that what he's basically doing is saying that, who cares about the fucking dog at this point? This woman murdered 2 kids, and we don't want that to be a distraction to the jury. We don't want the jury focused on the dog. We want the jury focused on the murder of these 2 kids, and justice for these 2 kids. So I can't say I disagree with that. I can't say I disagree with that. I don't think that's something that needs to be focused on. We know about it. It's disgusting. It makes it helps us hate her, but at the same time, it's pretty irrelevant unless it's actually motive. Now, if they argue, if they're trying, I feel like they're trying to argue that it's motive, or argue towards motive. That the kids were just a burden. She couldn't do the sick, twisted crap that she wanted to do, with people and dogs, so. No, I agree with you, Cherry K, but I'm just saying the real truth is that little tidbit of information is what sensationalizes the headlines. That little tidbit of information, the fact that she had sexual acts, because they really doesn't have almost anything at all to do with the case. It's in the affidavit. So it's like, why is it in the affidavit? Well, I mean, it's in there. We read it. But yeah, I guess it's because it's one of her charges. They charged her for it. But I mean, I feel like he's trying to get the charge dropped for that so that it's not, because I think they're not even going to try to, like, the judge is telling him just fucking drop it. Just forget it. I can't say that I disagree with that. I mean, she's going to go to prison. I think they're seeking the death penalty. All right, so I'm going to read a little bit more, catching up on the case here. So Snyder is charged with first-degree murder and other crimes of the death of 8-year-old Connor and 4-year-old Brinley Snyder. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. Her attorneys, Dennis G. Charles and James J. Burke, filed motions indicating that they'll pursue an insanity or mental infirmity defense. saying Snyder has a chronic history of severe mental disorders, including major depression with psychotic features, anxiety disorder, affective disorder, and postpartum depression dating to when she was 16. Get out of my face with that, dude. Are you kidding me with that? With postpartum depression? The youngest kid's 4. Well, you know what? I don't know anything about it. I'm not going to say, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm going to retract that because I'm going to be honest. I don't know enough about postpartum depression. I'm going to get a lot of angry women at me going, what the hell do you know? That shit could last for decades. For all I know, that's true. So I'm going to leave that alone. So Snyder denies the charges, saying she found the children and was unable to get them down because she was having an anxiety attack that made her sweat profusely. Okay, this is all stuff that is in the that's in the affidavit that we just read. Just trying to find something that isn't. Get us all caught up. So, going over our charges one more time. First-degree murder, third-degree murder, tampering with evidence, endangering the welfare of children, animal cruelty, and sexual intercourse with a dog. Jesus. Does anybody want to come on panel? And fair warning, the topic of discussion will be and only be this case or any other case that we've been talking about on this channel. But anything that I mentioned prior to going into this case is not up for discussion. Siren Jag. It's gonna be a busy few months coming up, guys. I mean, a lot of trials, man. We got Letitia Stock, we got Joe Daniels, we got James Hamilton, Brittany Gosney. Crazy, man. A lot of stuff to talk about coming up. Now we got this clown, this piece of work. Lisa Snyder. Lisa Snyder. Dude, that makes me so mad about that dog, dude. It's, like, yeah. I mean, she's on trial. She's got too much evidence against her but it's the insult to injury aspect of it. It's like, it's not that I'm like more mad about that than I am about the kids. Of course not. Of course, I'm definitely like pissed about the kids. But the dog thing, just on top of that, is just like, God, man, like, you have no business walking around. You just have no business. Like, not even animals are safe around you. Nobody's safe around you. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't. Yeah, I don't know how else to put that. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, I say it all the time. You know, I'm a firm believer in uh just things kind of working out the way they're supposed to work out. Like you gotta have that faith. To me, you gotta have that faith. You know, call it God, call it whatever, or else you're just gonna drive yourself crazy, and you're gonna carry around like a hatred with you all the time that you don't really need. Like when it turns like when you really think about it, it boils down to it. That hatred is like a burden to carry around. It's heavy, you know. It's like a waste of energy. It takes energy from you to do it, to carry it around. So why waste that energy on it? You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, I do have faith, man. I do have faith, and I do believe that the right thing happens. Because I mean, even let's say she gets, because that's how it works for me. When I sit here and say I have faith that the right thing is going to happen, well, that means if she goes to death row, gets lethal injection, gas chamber, whatever the hell they do at whatever state anymore, whatever they do, so be it. Shanked in the shower, so be it. You know, that's how I look at it. You know what I mean? And even, you know, and that even comes with the burden of being coming to terms with, you know, they could just get away with it, go the rest of their life without any consequence, right? But I gotta believe in something bigger. You know, I gotta believe that something, you know, they're just their souls are stuck and haunted with what they've done forever when they don't have the character to face it here. That's just how I see that. You know, that's a sign of low character. And I believe that there's something that happens to you, to your soul. You know, uh, it's not. I feel like you're just doomed to carry that until it's made right. It's just something I choose to believe, and I drive myself crazy believing anything else. You know what I mean? You see, you're trying to control everything. Be like, ow, murder them. You know, all pitchforking. You know, I mean, that's not going to do anything. You know, but you know what? Somebody pitchfork somebody like that. So be it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that's just how I see that. You know, and it's not that simple either. I mean, because how many times does somebody innocent get thrown in jail? You know, I mean, what kind of redemption do they get? Right? The ones who never get out, the ones that have had 30, 40 years taken from them, right? The ones that have had 5 years taken from them. You know, I mean, how does that ever get made right? You got to believe in something, you know, because there's nothing earthly that's ever going to make that right. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. Paying the price for a crime that you did not commit would be awful. So how do you make that right? Something to think about, right? Because wouldn't that go both ways? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you make something, you know what I mean? How do you make what this lady did right? How does she make it right? Like, they're not even our kids. There's no way. Like, that's neither one of those kids are mine. I don't know those kids, never met those kids, right? And there's no way that I can envision this woman doing anything during her existence on this planet that's going to make me go, she's cool. She's all right. Shit happens, you know, gotta forgive, move on. I can't do that, dude. There's nothing in me, in my DNA that would ever let me do that to somebody who could do that to her own kids and her dog. Like, can't help it, man. Can't help it. I'd love to be able to say that. But there's no way that I could ever say it truthfully. Little Red, what's up, Red?
I can't. I've got two sounds on. Hold on, give me 1 second. Hey. I can't. I've got two sounds on.
Yeah, you definitely got an echo there.
Give me 1 second. Is that better? There.
Yeah.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. I've not heard of this case. When did this happen?
This happened in 2019. But I guess, I mean, there's a lot of old cases that are just now going to trial. And this case, I don't know what the details are as to why it's taken so long to go to trial. Who knows? I couldn't tell you what does that. Besides COVID, you know, delaying things.
Yeah.
But
so she had 2 kids, 1 kid. I don't. And she was having an affair with her dog. I can't. It's too late. She killed both her kids, or she blamed one kid for killing the other. I've never heard of this.
She killed them both, and she tried to say that it was she had an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old. 8-year-old boy, 4-year-old girl. She tried to say that the 8-year-old boy was depressed and was suicidal, and tried to say that the 8-year-old boy hung himself and hung his sister with him because he didn't want to die by himself.
Oh, man. Where did...
Oh, she has this... Hold on. Allison Sedano is saying she has a 17-year-old too. I did not know that. So she does have 3. Okay.
My hair's purple, Miss RNG. It's kind of reddish when it's dry. I just got a shower.
Yo, Nadine, this shirt is dope because this is from can you see it? No, you can't really see it. But it's from I saw the Misfits reunion with Glenn Danzig in 2016 in Chicago, Riot Fest. It was amazing. It was as amazing as that's gonna get. You know what I mean? But it's pretty cool to be able to say that you saw the Misfits with Glenn Danzig. You know, it was the first time they'd played in like 30 years together on stage, so it was pretty amazing. Glenn Danzig, you know, it was the first. Oh, thank you, Kyla Corrine, for the PayPal.
These kids with their dad. I'm googling it.
Yeah, man. Dude, I just went over the whole affidavit.
I
You
just
weren't
got
here.
here. I was here 5 minutes. I was here 5 minutes. I was drinking my bush in the other room.
You gonna come on panel. You gonna come on my panel,
So you
and you're
can
not
fill
gonna know
me in.
nothing. You're not gonna
Nobody
go
else was.
nothing.
Nobody else.
I gotta recap the whole case.
Nobody else was falling on this sword tonight. Nobody. Man, that's disgusting. Where's their daddy? Where's their dad?
I don't know. Listen, all I went over was an official court document that's as reliable as it gets right there.
You should have more information.
I don't know. I don't know who I mean,
so
maybe
this is the first time you talked about her.
Maybe one of the witnesses is the daddy. I don't know.
Maybe never mind.
When I read the affidavit, it was said witness 1, witness 2, and witness 3, redacted the names. So maybe he's the kid's father, but why would he want to be anonymous in the affidavit? You know what I mean?
She hung. This is gross. Gross. Who was on the phone with her when she was doing the dog? That's when I came in.
That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. I mean, I don't really want to know. I just hope that law enforcement
gets him,
got him for the dog. There's got to be some charge on that. You can't have a dude like that. There's got to be something to charge that dude with. That's got to be enough probable cause to get a search on his internet, because that's no, man. Like,
she looks like she needs her ass whooped.
And I'll bet you'll find something nasty on there that's illegal. I'll bet you anything, something to charge that dude with.
She hung him with the dog's leash. Oh my God.
Yeah, no, man. This woman is a monster.
She's like, no big deal in court, no tears, whatever. People are sick.
Yeah, it's dog lead, not leash.
Oh, I'm reading an article. Sorry.
Yeah. So thank you, Shelly and Stitches, for being so specific. Thank you.
Wow. That lady's gross.
Yeah.
I'm going to step back and let somebody else come in.
There ain't nobody else waiting backstage.
Oh.
Stay on there if you want.
The lead was the highest weight, 250, when dog was 50 pounds. Maybe, I don't think that. Maybe he was going to be a big dog.
I mean, but yeah, that doesn't necessarily, that's just a detail, but that doesn't necessarily indicate that she was intending. I believe she was, but I'm saying that doesn't indicate that she was intending to use it as a murder weapon, because for all we know, you know what I'm saying? For all we know, somebody goes out and buys a leash or a lead for a dog, and they want to just get a strong lead. I'm probably going to do that. If I got a 50-pound dog, I'm going to be like, you know what? I probably wouldn't even know how much my dog weighed. And I'd be like, you know what? I'm just going to get the strongest one.
My dog's 130 pounds. He's like 30 pounds heavier than me. I bought him the big hefty lead when he was a puppy because he was pulling me around when he was 6 months old. I got him a big lead when he was 30, 40 pounds because I knew how big he was going to get.
Yeah.
So this is the first time you talked about this case?
Yeah.
This is why I don't watch the news much. This nasty.
Road King Road King is exactly right. Road King 01 is like, you can't trust anything that she bought for a dog. Because, I mean, yeah. Because I know that that's what, the judge is like, I don't want to hear about the dog. It's going to behoove the prosecution to keep the dog out of the thing, out of the whole case. And I don't blame them because, it's distracting. And what it really is something that helps sell the periodicals that it's being posted in. It's in the headline. Child murderer. I did it myself in the damn thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's clickbait. I mean, I'm not even trying to lie. Like, we have, I cover these child murder cases all the time, but never have I heard of the mother incorporating animal abuse of this kind. I've never heard of that.
Oh, that's a twisted person.
But sure. It's not really even incorporated in the crime, though, in all fairness. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like, that I think that it has something to do with the case, because it really doesn't. It just goes to show how disgusting of a person she is. But it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, it helps. It just makes the story that much more shocking to hear about. So, and I wasn't even, Cherry K, it's funny because, like, I'm just now realizing that's exactly what I did. I wasn't consciously doing it. I was just like, this so disgusting, that, like, I literally made a thumbnail as my reaction to what I was reading. Because you can see, I even threw question marks on it. I'm like, so no way.
So you just pulled the court documents, or you read some articles and stuff too, and it don't tell what happened with the dog? Like, was she on like a bestiality website or something? Like,
no, man, dude. Listen, I'm not going through that again. You can read the affidavit yourself.
I'm trying to pull it up.
But listen, I'm not going to go over what she did with the dog.
No, I'm aware.
But law enforcement has texts, like pictures that she sent somebody. She was sending somebody pictures of her dog performing acts on her, and her talking about it. All right, go ahead and catch yourself up, and I'm going to let Siren Jag on here.
Thank you.
What's up, Siren Jag?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Chilling, dude.
Hey, I'm all clean. I'm gonna try to be on my best behavior.
I appreciate it.
I do have a question.
Hey, it's new for me too, dude. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to adjust, adapt or die, right?
Yeah. If she used the same lead for both of them and just hung them over the same, if she hung them over the same cable or whatever, the one kid was 150 pounds and the other one was only 40 pounds. The one kid's weight that was way heavier should have still just shot to the ground and should have gone on and hit the ground.
Well, right. Sure. Right. Exactly. So the fact is, I mean, what she clearly did was like, I mean, she had to facilitate it to make sure they were both dead until they were both dead. She had to kind of control it. As gruesome as it sounds, kind of like puppets on a string, she had to manage the force that it would take to cause them to finally expire. So that to me is extremely disturbing. Um,
Yeah, because I was like, yes, what she's describing for them to have done it themselves. Even the physics behind it wouldn't have worked. So,
right, right. No, I mean, yeah, it's just it's mind blowing to me that she would even think that people would believe it, that experts would believe it. You know?
it's like, excuse me, oh, excuse me, my 8-year-old child with physical dexterity issues knew to look up all these things and type all this out on this QWERTY keyboard, all of these, and go to all of these websites. It's like, come on, lady, please, please don't insult our intelligence. Like,
Yeah, yeah, man. It's these child murderers. Like it's always so infuriating to like read over the facts of these cases, because you know the type of person that it takes to kill their own child. It's always the most the person most likely to disappoint you in life anyway. So it's just always that on top of everything else. It's just somebody who's just like, who didn't want anything to do with being a parent. It was too much work. They didn't like it. It was inconvenient for them to do what the things that they wanted. And instead of just having enough sense to just like give them up for adoption, something, you know, and it's, and then they have the nerve to do these things to their kids and then talk about their kids like they were the biggest blessing to them. There's this lady sitting there talking and bragging about her son, like, oh, well, he was, he's so depressed and we did everything that we could to try to help him. And the two of them like to build forts and they play downstairs all the time, and he wanted to take the chairs down and the chair was so heavy, but I made sure that he took it down himself, making it sound like it's she's trying to teach the boy the value of hard work. And it's just so frustrating to hear them try to be manipulative, and then like on top of all of that, on top of just being completely and totally irresponsible, they're also taking everyone who listens to their bullshit story for a fool. And it's yeah, man, it just gets you mad.
yeah.
And then this lady's gonna molest a dog on top of it, on top of all that. You're gonna that shit makes me so mad, dude. I can't. I'm laughing at how mad I am. That's so funny. It's very ironic.
Actually, that's what makes it. The gallows humor actually is what makes the things like this a little bit more bearable for the rest of us.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Like,
I mean, if we didn't have a little piece of humor and everything was just constantly so and so killed, like all we heard all day was so and so killed their kids, killed their kids, killed their kids, killed their kids.
Yeah, that's
why
I'm gonna do. That's why I'm gonna do what I'm doing on my Patreon, man. That's why I'm gonna do that. Just like we're gonna take old cases that we're already done being pissed off about, and then we're just gonna drag the perpetrators and make fun of them, and we're gonna get drunk and do it. It's gonna be super fun,
Yeah.
Like I was telling somebody, I was like, I can't believe it took me this long to even think to do that. So guys, yeah, if you haven't joined Patreon, man, join Patreon. I promise it will be worth it. We will have so much fun in Patreon.
Dude, I did that on your last stream. You were like, oh, Siren Jack just joined my Patreon.
And I'll think of new perks and everything, but you'll definitely get some bonus content. And you know, it'll be very no holds barred. So yeah, man. I'm really hoping to see as many of you in there as possible. And I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Again, guys, something, I mean, the membership thing, dude. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I'll figure it out, and then I'll have it ready for next time. Evelyn Arnott, I do have channel membership. I just don't know where to go to post the link in here so you can become a member. Which I could probably let me just do that. Like, I bet you it's something really stupid. Because it told me my channel membership thing is ready to go.
Yeah, normally your channel membership thing would be, the join button would be right beside the subscribe button.
Oh, would it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's weird. Maybe it takes a day or two or something like that. I don't know. But they already approved it. So, I don't know. I'm going to YouTube Studio real quick, and I'm going to check it out, see if it's something we can all figure out together. Little Red's over here. Oh, look, I got a couple new subscribers too. Welcome, new subscribers. I appreciate it. Customization. Wouldn't it be under monetization? But I'm gonna hit customization. I'm gonna trust you, Lil Red. I'm gonna trust you. No, man. No, dude. There's nothing in here under that. I bet you if I go, I bet you if I go to mono,
Robbie has membership, or Annie, they would know better than I do. But.
Boom, memberships. It's under monetization, which is exactly where I thought it would be. Little Red. Oh my god. And when I'm running StreamYard, like, other links take forever to load up. Okay, so there's memberships. Come on. Oh, I just got to turn it on.
There you go.
Oh. Wow. Hey, my channel is now offering channel memberships. View. Oh, look at that.
Now you just have to think of more perks.
Check it out. I got 3 different levels. I got logic, I got resilience, and I got Dick Stepper for $24.99 a month.
That's steep.
$2.99 a month gets you logic. That's all But I mean, if you get $24.99 a month, you're a dick stepping, my friend. Absolutely. Hold on, but is there a way to no? Okay, I don't even know how to share that link. But I guess if you refresh right now, you should have the.
Yeah, it would just be there when someone refreshes the stream or comes to the next stream. So.
I'm pretty sure that's the case. So yeah, if you guys want to become channel members, get emojis that I haven't customized yet, then by all means, and whatever else I'm gonna this fucking boomer is gonna do in due time.
You need an oak leaf emoji. You have to have one.
I know. I do gotta have an oak leaf emoji. You're absolutely right about that. Yeah, I'll get all that stuff. I'll figure it out. You know, make sure y'all get your money's worth. I'm a total boomer, dude. Yeah, man. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. This coffee's cold. So I'm up here talking. Yeah, those of you guys who know me in Robbie's and Mexie's chats, you guys know the term. You guys know the term for level 3. You all know. You all know. You got it going on if you're dick stepping. You got it going on. It means you are it. Oh man. All right. Yeah, I saw that. I got that. I want to edit something here. Okay, here we go. All right. I gotta rename the second level. There we go. All right. Sweet. Oh, editing that just put my perks back into review. So,
Oh crap!
I mean, it's whatever. Like you can see how much I'm going to be affected by what happens with the memberships, right? At least for now, until I at least like put forth like some real effort into, making it worth everyone's while. Oh, Evelyn Arnott is now a member. I believe she's my first member. Sweet. That's a very cool thing to see on my screen. So thank you, Evelyn. I appreciate it. Oh, my perks are ready. That was fast. Thanks, YouTube.
What are your perks?
All of a sudden, YouTube gives a shit about who I am. I love it. I don't even know what my perks are. I think like emojis or whatever, but I haven't customized the emojis yet. I haven't even looked at them. So, yeah, she's just got the generic one. They even call it the generic. they call it the generic emoji. Yeah, I'll go in there and I'll mess with them later on or sometime tomorrow. But yeah. Yeah, I know, Little Red. That's exactly what that is. But I'm using them, so it's only fair. You know, you gotta you I've always said, man, you gotta pay the house. That's how that works.
What you need to do is get an Oakley sponsorship.
I should. That'd be great. I would love that. But
Then all you have to do is drink oak leaf during the stream and just display the bottle.
yeah, Evelyn. Oh, you must have not had me listening. You had not been listening when. Yes, thank you so much for joining and being our first member. That is amazing. Thank you, Evelyn. And all right, Siren Jag, man, thanks a lot for coming on. I'm gonna call it.
All right, no problem, man.
All right, welcome Anna Brown. All right, I'll talk to you later, man.
Talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Anna Brown, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Look at my amazing mods all on top of it. Fantastic. You guys are great. I appreciate you guys a lot. Let's not. Yeah, I'm not gonna let that. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna. Road King, I love you, I do, but yeah, man, let's not. Let's keep the jokes to him. I'm not fully ready for those yet. I'm not fully ready for those jokes just yet because I'm still in shock from what I was hearing regarding this woman. But guys, thank you all for joining. I appreciate you. And for my two first and new members, Anna and I think I got a third member. Dizzy Lizzie is now a member. So my three new members, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And everybody, please do join the Patreon because that is going to be fun stuff that we're going to be doing on there. It's definitely going to be a little bit more intimate, a little more personal, a little more just a little bit more natural, put it that way. And I'm pretty natural here as it is, but trust me, I still hold back quite a bit just because it's YouTube. But yeah, we will we're definitely gonna make sure to have some fun. So guys, if you haven't joined Patreon, join Patreon. And for anybody who has joined, I appreciate it. And I'm gonna call it. And I love you, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.